Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
Authorities have identified the man who died in a crash near Montpelier, North Dakota. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Schreier. He's 80-year-old Daryl Kirshenman of Montpelier, North Dakota. Highway Patrol says Kirshenman was rear-ended by a truck behind him on Highway 46 Monday evening. His Jeep then hit the ditch and rolled, and he was thrown from that vehicle and died. The other driver, Damon Smith of Litchfield, was treated at the Jamestown Hospital but is going to be okay. No charges have been filed, and this crash is still under investigation. A Minnesota man is fighting for his life after a crash in Hubbard County. It happened around 9:30 last night. State troopers say 74-year-old Torrance Lillevold of Bemidji drove in front of another vehicle on Highway 2, spun out, and then rolled in the ditch. Police say he has life-threatening injuries. 2 people in the other car were hurt but are expected to be okay. Taking that live look outside right now, we still see it, those raindrops right on the sky cam there, to see what the rest of the region is experiencing and maybe when the sun will finally come out. Let's check in with Storm Team meteorologist Lisa Green.
Yeah, not much has changed since early this morning for us in Fargo. We've had mostly cloudy skies and those moments of rain showers and sprinkles out there. We're kind of on the northern extent of the main area of rain, though you can see there are some scattered areas of rain showers extending up toward places like Thief River Falls right now. So it is affecting some parts of the northern valley. Overall, though, this system will start to move eastward here over some time. So that will eventually clear out later tonight. One thing I want to point out, though, is we're starting to see some development up by the Devil's Lake area. You see those areas in green below Highway 2 starting to pop up. There may be more places as we head into the afternoon where we get some pop-up showers or even a thunder shower. We've had some sunshine there, some heating going on in that area, and so that may lead to a couple of areas of rain. But again, by far the more steady rate is south of us, down towards southern Minnesota and into South Dakota. We're looking at temperatures in the 50s in Devil's Lake, whereas under the clouds and showers, we're at 45 in Fargo and 43 in Detroit Lakes, and expect to have temperatures, if we can dry out sooner, we'll see some numbers rising to the low 50s for Fargo with mostly cloudy skies. And again, we just saw another drop hit the camera there. It's going to be one of those days where that potential for rain will stick around. We'll have more on that and when we'll see that sun again coming up in just a little bit.
Keep the umbrella for most of the day.
That's right.
Sounds good. Thanks, Lisa. Over the past 3 years, 166 people have been injured and 6 have died in the crashes with farm equipment in Minnesota. It's a reminder now as farmers are heading to the field to prepare for planting. Farm equipment is large, making it hard for operators to stop, speed up, or turn quickly. Drivers are encouraged to give equipment lots of space. And equipment operators need to have their flashers on, have proper signage, and potentially use a follow vehicle. Vice President Mike Pence is making plans for a trip to the Valley this week. He'll be at R&J Johnson Farms in Glendon Thursday to promote the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement. Pence will talk with farmers about how the new trade deal could benefit them. The agreement still needs congressional approval, and Mexican officials have said the deal could fall through if Congress does not ratify it this year. Former North Dakota Governor Ed Schaefer says he is not pushing to become the interim president at UND. The State Higher Ed Board is looking for someone to replace Mark Kennedy, who's taking a job in Colorado. Schaefer held that interim spot before Kennedy was hired in 2016, but Schaefer hasn't been asked to do it again. He says he and his wife are at a different point in their lives now, and they can't make that commitment needed to be the interim director. It's become an all too common tragedy in this country. 1 person was killed and 8 injured Tuesday when shots were fired at a school near Denver. 2 suspects are now in custody, and the shooting happened a little more than 20 years after that mass shooting in Columbine. Jay Gray reports.
Classroom 105.
Gunfire explodes inside this suburban Denver school.
There's more gunshots coming from the office.
Students scrambling as 2 classmates armed with pistols open fire.
I need medical here ASAP.
9 students are hit, including 18-year-old Kendrick Castillo, who died as he and 2 other students charged one of the shooters.
The next thing I know, he's pulling a gun and he's telling nobody to move. And that's when Kendrick lunged at him, and he shot Kendrick.
Castillo being remembered as a hero, his life taken just 3 days before his graduation. As the investigation continues, police have now identified 18-year-old Devon Erickson as one of the suspects. The second is a female whose name is not being released because she's a juvenile. Police continue to pour through the school, suspects' homes, and a car covered with graffiti as they try to piece together how and why it happened.
It's too new. We're only less than 18 hours into this case, and we're still working towards a motive.
This small Colorado community on edge.
Why? You know, what's with Colorado and the school shootings? It seems it's too prevalent.
And like investigators, many here searching for answers. Jay Gray, NBC News, Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
5 of the students injured have been released from the hospital. The other 3 remain in intensive care. Erickson's first court appearance is scheduled for later today. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is taking over the case of an officer-involved shooting that injured 1 suspect and 2 deputies. It happened yesterday afternoon in the town of Kensington during a fight with a man. 4 deputies were there and 1 fired his weapon. The shooting happened near an elementary school but was not connected to anything or anyone in that school. The suspect is now in a St. Cloud hospital. The 2 deputies were treated and released. In our consumer alert this afternoon, if you rent your home in North Dakota, you could get some money back from a renter's refund. You could qualify for up to a $400 refund through the homestead tax credit. Now you have to be 65 years or older or disabled, make less than $42,000 a year, and 20% of your annual rent needs to exceed 4% of your net income. The applications are due at the end of this month. Minnesota and North Dakota are in the top 5 states for college grads to find a job. A new study by GoBankingRates.com finds that Maryland is the best state for recent college grads. Among the factors considered are median income, rent cost, median home prices, job availability, and the quality of life. Massachusetts comes in second, and Connecticut rounds out the top 5. The study found that the worst state for college grads is Nevada, where the unemployment rate for those with a bachelor's degree is 4.3%. That's the highest in the country. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and Prince Harry proudly showed off their new baby son, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor, to the world. Harry cradled his son in his arms as the couple posed for the cameras. It's the first in a lifetime of photo calls for the 2-day-old baby, who is 7th in line to the throne. The infant is the 8th great-grandchild of 93-year-old Elizabeth, Britain's longest reigning monarch.